It's really difficult to say what this video is about. Honestly, I've had quite a few experiences over the last few years. Lots of things gone wrong, lots of things gone right and then wrong. Some things gone right and then just compounded by wrongs. Everything just seemed to get overwhelming. For a while, there was a big push for me to try to make a lot of content back when I was 18. That was about 7 years ago. And that's where this channel actually came from. It came from an idea in my head that, well, I could, be the same as the people who I watch, the people who made me feel happy. Like I could be the same as them, something more than what I was. And throughout the course of time that I went through all of everything that went on, I came to realize that the people who I idolized, well, it seemed like they were not what I thought they were. And now I know it's one of the cliches to say don't meet your heroes, because you'll be disappointed by them. But what I really realized from meeting and talking with some of them and understanding and looking, like really looking at what was behind the mask and what they were like, what I saw was that they'd sort of lost part of themselves. It sort of becomes something different, something well, more mechanical in a manner. Like they'd learned how to cut people out and not really think anything of it. They'd learned how to efficiently utilize friendships, effectively turning people into pawns, and those people who were pawns in return turning them into pawns. It was sort of like a symbiotic relationship of using each other. And from what you can see there, it's why I came to the conclusion that drama between content creators is so prevalent and so powerful. It's because people really take these friendships as sort of like a crutch to how they actually can work with their uh, work with their platforms and actually find success. Something that I realized is that when I abandoned this idea, this networking, because I thought it was disrespectful both to myself and to the people who I would try and be friends with. Like I would deliberately go out my way just to make proper friends with people who I wanted to make proper friends with. It didn't matter if they had large or low numbers. Like there was a guy I used to know. You might have seen him on the channel before. He was called Tom Etnell. I honestly did like that guy. He was somebody I wanted to be friends with. I thought he was okay, but obviously things went a different way there. But that's okay. Um, but that's generally speaking how things have gone for me. Like when people I've seen who were supposed to be my friends have sort of went a different way, I made sure to go my own way and they go their way, and that happened a fair few times, quite a lot actually. It turns out that well, I feel like I'm not really somebody who's supposed to find friends. Like I don't feel as though my personality it really melds well with making like relationships anymore. Like I am fairly certain I had some hold 1 second. I had a fair few of them and I ended up just either getting frustrated with things that were minor at the time but seemed like big things and then just determining that the stress just wasn't worth it. Like that's been a thing with me for my most of my life really. But I figured that that sort of approach might have worked, but obviously it didn't do so well. I really don't know where this is going. Well, anyway, so when I went to Mixer from Twitch after all of this, I came across the same thing. I met some people, and I was I tried to get along with them. They insisted that their entire stream team was like family, but they never did anything to help each other, never did anything to like each other. I was like, well, clearly this is lying. The whole concept of, well, a stream team, it seems like they try and treat each other and replace something in their hearts with like cheap words that mean nothing, that really try to drive home to each other just how much they're trying to delude themselves into this sort of idea of like boosting each other up all the time. It seems like this is the most prevalent and most toxic behavior I've ever seen in streaming circles. It's this whole idea of people who just give each other everything they've got in the hope that the other one will give it to them, and when one of them stops giving it to them, then that's when the drama starts. That's when streamer and YouTuber drama inevitably starts. It happens a long time. Either it's just stirred up. It's all a marketing ploy. It's like I've come to realize that content creators, generally speaking, unless they've got their own deal and they just do what they want and have fun with it, they just treat everyone like numbers. That's just it. I've come across a lot of stream teams in my time, try to join some, try to make friends. And those people who want to strike out on their own and be their own thing, they're generally ostracized. And then when they're ostracized, obviously they feel sad because these people have said all the things to them, and they took it seriously. And then they just flat out just decide to say, "No, you're not worth our time because you're not helping us." And they won't outrightly ever say it, but you can tell by their actions what's happening. Like if they said it, that's like setting themselves on fire. They'd be like, people wouldn't touch them. It's all just smoke and mirrors. It's like people do their best to, on the surface, appear nice, but really in their head, they just don't think well of people. And honestly, this is the reason why I have so much trouble actually doing what I used to do anymore. Because well, I used to do a lot of YouTube videos. I used to be part of communities and fall out with communities because of issues that I had. That's on me. That is, if I went back and did things differently, I'd definitely do things a bit more differently. Maybe keep my temper under control a bit more. That's something that I feel that really hinders me in things that I try and do. I mean, I try to be honest, but honestly, I think that I overdo things when I get angry and say things that are a bit too much. Like, I can't blame everyone else for everything that's happened with me. I've had more arguments than I can count with people, more fallings out than I can count because, well, the way that I am, stress just doesn't work well with me. If I get stressed, I have to solve it there and then, and people don't want to solve things there and then. They'd rather get their emotions under control, but I can't get them under control. They just snowball and things go like that. And well, I'm rambling a fair bit, but sorry, I've got a bit of a thing at the moment. But yeah, I've been trying to try and get back to where I was, and every time I try, I'm just flooded with ideas of like, what can I do to sort of change myself to be more entertaining? And like, I've always repulsed this idea of changing myself for other people's benefit, but like for streaming, I feel so docile, and making content and stuff, I feel so docile. I can't bring myself to even try to be funny because I always think that people are just gonna find me cringy or find me upsetting or basically anything. And like I'm getting older. I'm like 25 now. I'm nowhere near where I was. Like when a content creator gets older, people expect different things from them, you know. And I still just want to be myself, but I want people to be happy looking at my stuff. But I can't seem to even get to the point where I have the chance to do that nowadays. It's everything seems to have gone different over the past few years. I don't know whether it's sites have changed or people have changed or I've changed. I don't know, but everything seems to have gone a bit downhill. I mean, especially since Mixer's closing. I mean, there was Mixer was good as a whole. Like there was a real community feel with people, and like that was shared by everyone. It was sort of like a thing that a fledgling site should have had. It was just there that everyone should help each other, and people did give me help, and I'm thankful for that. But the fact is, now that we moved to Twitch and that feeling's gone, it's like I've come to realize what people were really like. Like fully, there's like I can't make excuses in my head saying, "Oh, maybe they're just busy, maybe things are weird, maybe all this." It's just like everything. It's like I've lost trust in people who I should have trusted, maybe because I can't trust people anymore because it's like there's examples all over the place. There's like no real way to determine anything. And with Mixer closing, all of that's become far more prevalent as everyone's been ushered onto a new platform, and that feeling's suddenly gone. And I've just suddenly people who I knew who were acting friendly now just aren't. And like, it's so weird to say, but I feel like maybe the whole Mixer feeling thing was just a giant hoax. It was just all there to make people feel like they mattered, something like that. Uh, anyway, I I don't know. Everything seems to have gone in a very weird way, and my headspace is pretty cluttered. I've been thinking just all of tonight, thinking, "Hey, maybe I should just go back with YouTube and do something else. Find something new to really focus on, like I used to. You put loads of information out there, help people out, all of that. Just somehow get back to where I was about a few years ago and try again. I mean, some of my best times of my life were when I was either playing Town of Salem or Throne of Lies with a bunch of friends before everything fell apart on both ends because of things that I just couldn't accept. And my basic problem with moving on from things that I can't accept is hurting me a lot more than I would like, to be honest. But that's just who I am, and I have to live with who I am. I mean, that's you should be proud of who you are, really. I mean, things go a bad way, but that's okay because at least you've got yourself in the end. I mean, being an individual is probably the in this sort of world where everybody wants you to be something else or buy something or be somebody or be a fan of something, be just be whatever somebody else wants to be for them to get something. It's being able to be yourself in this sort of world is probably the most precious thing you could ever have. And I'm not ashamed to say I would sacrifice literally anything to be able to keep this. Like, just to be me in a world where nobody wants me to be me. I know it's a bit weird for somebody like me to say. I mean, I don't have persecution. I don't have people coming after me. All I have people is coming after me saying, "Hey, you fat bastard." That's all I have. But this is something I think about all the time. I think about the world a lot. I think about how the world is, what it wants from us, what it takes from us without us even noticing. It's all different, but the fact is that it took away an idea of working together to make something work with Mixer. It was, and now that back on Twitch, I've been streaming more because I didn't feel that sort of idea that I didn't belong on Mixer because I felt like it was a bit strong. Like I honestly felt like a sort of fraud because I didn't share that idea. I was thinking I just want to be able to play games, talk to people, and have a laugh. And honestly, I'm having a problem with that, and I really want to get that back. And that's something I want more than a lot of things. But I guess the thing is that with Mixagon, I guess I've learned that the thing holding me back the most is likely my own way of thinking that I can't change. And it all feels a bit weird. Anyway, I've sort of rambled on. Sorry for the low vis webcam. I mean, this is all I can do. But yeah, if you've been here, if you've listened, thank you so much. And I hope that maybe me rambling on can give you some sort of moving on with your own ideas about things. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see when I get around to making another video on the channel. Uh, hey, bye.